Yo, what's up, you guys? Today I'm going to do another review on the Net Translation. This is the Net Bible by Thomas Nelson, Full Notes Edition. I put the Bible back in here so you can read this because it's printed on this clear and you can't see it. Over 60,000 translators' notes, the largest set ever created, provide complete transparency to every major translation decision. Brown genuine leather. This Bible's insanely cool. Let me turn it around so y'all can see this if you want to pause it. There's your endorsements. It's a Smith-sewn binding. It does lay flat. It's line matched. Amazing for a Bible like this. Here is your ISBN and your retail, which you can get it for cheaper than that. That's just your retail. This is something that I do want you to see. Anywhere where you see this, you'll see a TN, an SN, and a T, and the TC. This explains to you what that means throughout. So let me open this thing up and get you guys to see. The New English translation is a great translation. It isn't a brand new translation. It's been out for since like 2001 with some minor revisions. They had like a first edition and a second edition. I guess this is considered the second edition 2.1, I think is what they're saying. Man, it just went through a revision, and this is an awesome translation. Not just for these notes, but the translation itself is great. This is the genuine leather. It's a genuine leather cover. It says Net Bible, Full Notes Edition, Thomas Nelson. It's got a perimeter stitching. The cover's really nice. It's like I said, it's genuine leather. It's not their Premier. It comes with 3 nice ribbon markers: a red, a gold, and a baby blue. It does have some gilding. It's not art gilding or nothing. Like I said, I like this Bible because it's at a good price point as well. It's very affordable, and honestly, everybody should own this Bible. If you read the Bible, you should own the Net Translation. Get it. Get this Full Notes Edition. I'm telling you, here's what makes this different than any other translation, than any other study Bible, I should say. This tells you, basically what this does in a nutshell is it explains why translators choose what they choose in the text. So you're reading the Bible, you don't know why they chose what they chose or how they chose what they chose. This Bible explains that to you. It's that simple. It explains all that to you. It is a paste down liner, but it does have this synthetic liner, which makes it a little bit stronger than the paper liners that some Bibles have. There's your presentation page. There is your copyright page. And what I like about this translation is there's no real copyrights unless it's commercial. Here's your contents. Some of your contents here at the beginning, and then most of your stuff's back here at the back. There is from the Net Translation team. It's the little thing from them. Very cool. There's to the reader. And I do recommend that you read these things. Actually, I've read some of it already, and it's really neat how they go into detail, even explaining the translation, why they do it, and all these little things to you. This is the features in the Full Notes Edition, the features. More talking about that. Then you got your translation team. Tells you about your translation team. And then you go right to the Old Testament. Check this out. This is insane. It would take me all night to describe this Full Notes Edition, but I'm going to give it to you in a nutshell. This is your scripture, okay? Oh, and by the way, it's line matched. Insane. All of this is your notes, and the majority of these notes explain why they chose to put this in the text. It's crazy. And even if you don't use the Net Translation, I highly recommend this because it does explain some other renderings in other translations and why they put it in the text. And then they might explain why they chose a different word. So it's just insane. For those of you that love to read the Bible and dig deep, you need this Bible. Buy it. It's worth it. It's worth every penny. And the way it works is you've got these letters, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. Okay? And then all you do is you come over here to the side and you find the letter A all the way to J. Okay? They got the letters. It's not hard to find, and it's right there in the text. And then you come down here and explains what that letter next to that word or phrase or whatever might mean. So, for instance, you've got created here, and you go down here and you find C. Where's C at? C's right here. All right? And the TN on the back of the box means translator notes. Explain the rationale for the translation and give alternative interpretive options. So they even give you options as to other things that they could have chose for that word. So the word create captures well the meaning of the Hebrew term in this context. The verb bara or bara, however you say that, always describes the divine activity of fashion, something new, fresh, and perfect. The verb does not necessarily describe creation out of nothing. And then it gives you an example, the creation of man. It often stresses forming anew, reforming, or renewing. That's insane. Like it explains to you that it's not just that word doesn't necessarily mean that it was something out of something new. It could have been reforming out of something else. It's deep. It gives you so much deep Hebrew and Greek and stuff. So you see how many notes are right there for the first two verses of Genesis. You flip it over and you've got till verse 10 and look at all the notes. It's ongoing continuously. It's just an amazing work. The time that these translators put into this is just amazing. Look at this. These notes are just non-stop over and over and over. So I'm not going to keep you on that one little section. I'm going to try to move on forward here. Just kind of flip through so y'all can see. And if y'all have any questions concerning this, let me know. I will say, to me, this is probably the most scholarly Bible you can buy. This is it. This is the one. The most scholarly Bible that you can ever own in your hands. Like, it's crazy. I know there's the Thomas Nelson and the Westminster, and another one that's really good is the New King James Open Bible. It's amazing. It's very scholarly. It does a good job. But this does something different that other Bibles just don't do. And that's talk about the textual decisions and the contextual meanings and stuff. All right, so you get to the New Testament. There's Matthew. And you just flip through. Oh, and by the way, as I talked about in the thin line review, where you see the bold in the text is basically a quote from the Old Testament. That's Old Testament quotes whenever you see that. So I like that. It makes it stand out so there's no guessing game. But, I mean, it even shows you, like for instance, the M there, Greek, in whom. That's what it means in Greek. So it even gives you some Greek renderings and meanings, and it's amazing. For instance, let's look at this one. I just seen this. I just looked down and see. River is not in the Greek text, but is supplied for clarity. So that's S. Let me go up here and find the S for you. Let's see. QR. There it is. Right here. Verse number 13. Then Jesus came from Galilee to John to be baptized by him in the Jordan River. They go out of their way to let you know that the Greek does not have, the river is not in Greek, but they add it there to let you know that it's not just in Jordan, but it's in the Jordan River. That's insane. Like, they go the extra mile to show these little bitty small things, that are here. It even shows you like Greek manuscript stuff. Like, let's see. Nevertheless, in light of the strong external support for John, it is only slightly more likely that the autograph word of the verse lacked his name. So this is talking about the word John in the earliest manuscripts lacked the name John here. It's something pretty simple. Right here. But John tried to prevent him saying. That's neat. It's amazing how it does that. It just very, very nice in-depth study is what you can do with this Bible. Let me flip back here to the back. Y'all have pretty much seen and get that. So let me flip back here to the back and show you kind of what's here in the back. All right, this is the principle of the translation for the net translation. And what that basically tells you is what they've done and what they shoot for, like formal equivalents and dynamic equivalents. They basically shoot for that mid-range. Basically is what this says. And then, let's see. Then you got abbreviations for stuff. Explains all that to you. You got other ancient documents that it talks about. These are ancient documents where they get like information and stuff like that. Other translations that it talks about that it might mention, abbreviations for them, general abbreviations, just all these different abbreviations. Then you flip here, and this is something really cool too. It's abbreviations and introductions to principal manuscript evidence for the Greek New Testament. It's pretty cool because it talks about the different types of Greek manuscript evidence we have and how early they are and what their characteristics are. So what books of the Bible they are, which is really, really nice. I like that. It just goes, through all of them, all the different minuscules and stuff like that. And it tells you like what family of books and stuff like that these manuscripts are, which is really neat. It just helps go further, and deeper into depth of what is actually covered in these manuscripts. Then you even got church father or patronistic evidence. This talks about evidence of quotations from the New Testament from these different church fathers and stuff. Very neat how it's got their names and their dates and stuff here. Amazing. Then it has a Hebrew and Greek transliteration to help you how to pronounce and understand some Hebrew and some Greek. It has that in it. Then it has, of course, you got some maps, and at the end of the maps, that's pretty much it. But that's it, you guys. That is the I told y'all I could go through this thing with you guys for video after video after video after video, but look at that. Look at how big and thick. It's not overly oversized. I could actually carry this. I wouldn't want to carry it every day, like an everyday driver. I might would if it was like, if I wanted to do like some deep study all the time. But man, this thing's nice. This is a nice Bible. I highly recommend it. I really, really do. If you like studying God's Word, you have to get the net translation with full notes. You will enjoy it, I promise. If you have any questions, please, please, please let me know, and I'll do my absolute best to answer. I love you guys. Like, subscribe, share. Thank you so much for watching.